Alright guys, here's my FullBlown Motorsports turbo kit for the S2000. We're going to start installing this thing today. Alright guys, got the car on the lift. We're going to start taking apart all the stock components, take the intake and header off, get going on that. Alright, the header and intake are off. So you got a lot more room in here to work now. Now we're going to start pulling off the front bumper, get ready to start installing the intercooler piping, and go ahead and install the manifold. Alright guys, got the manifold installed. You can see that I had to remove the oil filter. I just had to unbolt and slide this fuse box out of the way. And then I had to take the VTEC pressure solenoid out to be able to get the manifold to drop in. Once those three things were removed, the manifold dropped right into place and fits great. This stud right here in the front, you're gonna have to make sure and put that one on first because it doesn't have enough room once the manifold sits flat to be able to put the nut on. So make sure you're putting that one on first whenever you start putting the manifold on. Other than that, very easy install. Alright guys, I got the rest of the front bumper off. I went ahead and took my splitter off too. My bumper actually has these fiberglass pieces that go right in here. So those are going to have to be cut out for the intercooler piping to come through. Now the factory S2000 has a plastic piece right here. So it's basically going to be the same thing, it's just an under tray. So you'll have to cut out the plastic where I have to cut out fiberglass. But you can see these are the mounting brackets to hold the intercooler on. These bolts aren't tight yet. But you can see the intercooler sits in there really nice. Looks good. Really good, high quality piece. So that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and start plumbing up the intercooler piping, and then I'll mount the turbo. Alright guys, got the turbo mounted on there, manifold mounted in place, got the intercooler piping started, and got my other intercooler piping down there. Started putting some of the couplers on, so it'll be ready to go tomorrow. But this kit is starting to look really, really nice. So far I'm very happy with the ease of install of this kit. Everything's just going really smoothly. Alright guys, gonna do a little update. Got the intercooler piping on. Got the bolts tightened down. These brackets are still loose, but I'm gonna come back in and tighten that once everything's mounted. properly. So with this kit, you do have to bend the AC lines to get everything to clear. So just this line right here will need to be bent because it sticks out to about right here. But you can very easily bend them by hand. I'm gonna bend this one back just a little bit more so it's not touching the intercooler there. And then the horn and the dryer both need to be relocated. So it comes with this bracket. So you just take the dryer and it sits vertical. So you just bend it horizontal with the lines, and then this bracket you flip backwards. So normally it's facing this way, so you got to flip it around to where you can bolt it in this way. And then the horn, same thing. You just loosen this bolt or this nut on the back side of the horn and rotate the bracket 180 degrees, and then put another bolt in right through here. Now these holes right here are where the factory plastic shield sits. This plastic shield here, that's going to have to be removed. And then this is an aftermarket AC line, but it's pretty much the same idea. You'll just have to bend your AC line up with it to get everything to clear the intercooler. But there's all the intercooler piping mounted and tightened down. The one on the turbo is still loose right now because I still got to tighten down the turbo and get it clocked and all that kind of thing. So anyway, that's it for right now. We're going to move on to getting the turbo permanently mounted and getting the oil feed and return lines routed. Alright guys, one thing I forgot to mention is I did delete the air pump. So that's just 2 bolts and then these 2 hoses. See that bolts in right there and right there. And the intercooler piping actually comes into contact with this lower piece of the cross member for the radiator. So I just went ahead and cut that off so it won't chew through the intercooler piping over time. But yeah, I'm just going to come back in here with some paint and touch that up, and that way we won't have to worry about rubbing a hole in our intercooler piping.